incoming.
Hey there, friends and enemies, JoPaWrites here once again, and today I have some really unfortunate news that unfortunately the Loreley Splendor exotic helm for the Titan has been nerfed, and boy is it a frustrating one. Now, if you didn't know, what the helm does is it allows you to drop a sunspot when you're critically wounded, and sunspots will heal you going forward. The downside is now, if you do drop a sunspot because you are critically wounded, you will actually use up your barricade, which is incredibly frustrating. Before it wouldn't do this, and now that if you don't have a barricade, it won't actually drop the sunspot. I'm going to try to proc it over here. If they can do damage to me. There it is. Uses my ability there. I get healed, but now I no longer have my barricade, and if I get critically wounded again, I won't use it. The reason this is frustrating is mostly in PvP, because it seems to not proc properly. What I mean by that is if you get one shot in PvE or PvP, it will still use your barricade, and it will still drop the sunspot, even though you didn't really use it. You just kind of used it because you were damaged, but you're dead. You're not able to actually get healed from it. And then PvP, especially when your sunspot, your barricade is not going to come back as quickly, it's very problematic. And it's kind of a big frustration because as a Titan main, this was an exotic that I've absolutely loved the first week that I've had it, and normally we don't see such a massive nerf within the first week of an exotic, a new exotic dropping. At least we would see this come into play and be able to use this for, I don't know, a month or so, but to have it just barely over a week be nerfed has been definitely frustrating, and it's something that I am not too thrilled with. Again, in PvP especially, this is one of the more frustrating nerfs I've ever seen.
Let's get the jump on them.
But I mean, what are you gonna do? That's part of what happens. So now that this has been nerfed, it kind of went from an S tier exotic all the way down to a D tier, I would say. It's not terrible in PvP. I can't rally this. Oh, it's glitched again. Okay, cool. Yeah, so if you didn't know, that rally banner is sometimes glitched. So for a while it looked like they had fixed it, but now it's not working again. So a little bit of a problem there, but what are you gonna do? So overall, if you were planning to run this exotic in the raid, just be aware of that, because it's not gonna be quite as effective as you might have thought otherwise. And that's going to be a bit of a downside. Now, if you do spec fully into a resilience build, you're going to get your barricade back very fast. Unless the problem is you can also run elemental walls and everything, but obviously you can't use any other exotic with it that would actually make you get your barricade back quickly, because obviously the Loreley Splendor is an exotic itself. So just a little bit of a downside. Like I said, it affects PvP more than anything. You can kind of play around it in PvP or PvE, but in PvP it's just really been a major downgrade, and that's really frustrating because this was one of my favorite exotics. Like I said, I've played around with the Hoarfrost Z, the new chess piece, but it's just not, it wasn't as good. It was okay. It can serve its purpose, but it's just not as good as the Loreley Splendor. And again, I'm not surprised they nerfed it eventually. I feel like the nerf is honestly much bigger than I would have anticipated. And so because of that, that's why I'm a little bit more frustrated than I might have been otherwise, because we didn't get a really chance to see it shine, and that can be annoying. But overall, I think Witch Queen has been a lot of fun. I think they've done really good things with the majority of what they're doing. The only downside I would say is something like this, where it's an exotic that wasn't, I feel like, fully broken and didn't need to be slammed as hard as it actually was. But just my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, all that kind of good stuff. I've been posting daily Destiny videos, sometimes multiple in a day. And the support lately has been really, really fun to see. I'm really excited to continue to pump out more content. We'll have some raid content here coming shortly. We're also going to have builds pretty consistently, especially now that my favorite has been nerfed. As you know, the wellspring activity is pretty easy to farm, but man, I'm still looking for some of those red rim weapons. If you didn't know, you need those for the exotic glaive quest eventually, but it's not going to be like the end of the world to get these. It's just a quick farm, but not an efficient farm, you know what I'm saying? Each wellspring run doesn't take a lot of time, but if you don't get a red weapon drop for 20-30 runs, that's where the time consuming part comes in. So anyway, I'm gonna continue the gameplay, show off a little bit more with this helmet. It really hasn't affected me in this run. For example, I can't hit these because obviously Wellspring is not a place where you're really going to be in danger a whole lot, but I use this exotic a lot post campaign, and now I just don't see myself using it nearly as often. There's just so many other viable options that are better. I just whiffed that shot. Anyway, I know I'm rambling a little bit. I tend to do these live without a lot of kind of pre-editing, so I have like a general guide on what I'm gonna say, but I like to go on and talk about everything myself, just so it's more natural. The no scope, yeah. Where'd I drop that sunspot? Oh my, look at this. I dropped it all the way up there. What the heck? Again, that's a problem. Now my thing is gone and I'm not gonna make it back. That was wild. I have never seen a sunspot drop midair like that. That's hilarious. Man, this helmet is such a bummer that they nerfed it. Wait, I think I can toss this on now. Get the activity credit.
That's it for the scope.
No scope snipe.
Oh, look at you, always so reliable.
Okay.
I love it. Keep it up, hero.
One of my things got completed. I got a chest piece. Yay. Alright, well, thank you for watching the video. I'll catch y'all later.